Hi folks, you're with Tacitus today at your Pushback channel, and thank you for joining this radio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to sort of talk about a personal story that I was quite close to. I know that the people involved and knew them reasonably well. So it's where she decides, she's married, children, she decides she's actually a lesbian. She's always been she's a suppressed lesbian, and so she wants to engage in have a lesbian relationship and go off and leave the husband and so on. She then later decides that she's not really a lesbian and wants to go back to a heterosexual existence or lifestyle, and so and it's her struggles and travails, the cost of the whole thing, the social upheaval and the damage it does. So they married couple of children. They seem to do okay. Yeah, he's got quite a good job. She decides she's going to go back to work after having got the children to a point where they're in like first year high school or first and second year high school, around that age. So she's going to go back to work, and she was able to live on. He was on a pretty good wicket, so she was able to live on his salary, and they did quite well. Nice house, and kids went to good schools. They had their annual international vacation, and so they didn't want for anything. And she had the designer clothes and could live the life of a society sort of maiden, going to the tennis parties and so on. And now I knew them both. In fact, he was at one stage a work colleague of mine, but I knew them both, and I quite liked them. And when you know people and you like them, you don't like to see them in a state of discord or sadness or gloom and that sort of thing. It's you want to help, but then you say it's not your business, that sort of thing. But anyway, the job that she can most easily get is in a university, working in sort of if you like the administration side of academia. Now, as you can imagine, as soon as she's there, she's exposed. And she works in the psychology department there. She's exposed to a lot of people with what they would describe as progressive ideas. Did you know marriage is an institution of oppression to women? Did you know that most women are in fact repressed lesbian, wanting to get out, wanting to do the lesbian thing, and so surrounded by these people, and she sort of succumbs to their siren song that she really is oppressed. She just never knew it. And they've got all these unique ways of saying, well, does he drive the car when you go out? Well, he does, yeah. Well, he's got a lot more experience and he drives to it. No, it's nothing to do with that. He's oppressing you because he's driving the car. Oh, wow, I didn't know that was oppression. Oh, you've opened up a whole new world to me now. This is oppression. I didn't even know I was being oppressed. I thought that he was driving the car and taking that responsibility, and I didn't have to. And he does most of the driving anyway because he drives to and from work. And so oh well, gee, that's oppression, is it? Yep. And when you were deciding on this, that, and the next thing, did he make the decision? Well, yeah, he did. I mean, he's paying for it. No, it's not it. He's oppressing you there as well. Holy shit, I'm being oppressed 24/7. Oh, gee whiz, I didn't know that. Is he paying the bills? Like, has he got the money? So he decides, well, yeah, I mean, it is his money. He's working. No. That is yet another oppression. Social power, financial power. He's oppressing you. In fact, he may even be Hitler. Oh, shit, I didn't know that. Wow. The only way you can be truly equal is if you have a relationship with someone of equal social power. Oh, well, I didn't know that. What's that? Well, you're a woman, and if you have a relationship with another woman, then you both have equal social power, which means it's an equal relationship. Holy fuck, I didn't know that. Whoa, thank you for opening my eyes. Whoa. So I need to become a lesbian in order to experience this nirvana of social equality. Yes, got it. Exactly. Wow. Okay, well, that's it. Lesbian I become. Now, I never thought she was that, her mind was that easily swayed. So I guess she must have been somehow susceptible to that message. It would seem odd to me, or did seem odd to me at the time. But she succumbed to it and decided that she was going to leave the husband, even though she had actually no specific or particular complaint. When she talked about it, it was more that it was sort of just maybe a bit boring, and was there something more exciting out there? Was this the limit of what her life would be? Two happy, kids who are doing well, and the husband who appeared to love her, and so on, and they've got a nice house in a nice area, and it's they've hardly got anything to really complain about, and yet she realizes she doesn't have equal social power, and therefore is oppressed, probably by a Nazi. So there you go. So she decides that she's going to be off for a lesbian relationship. Conveniently, one of the women at the university who's been giving her this very unique take on social power is also a lesbian, who is also immediately available to have a lesbian relationship with her. She's quite a good-looking woman, really. Keeps herself in good condition. So, as lesbians go, maybe she's a bit of a catch, for sexual purposes, I suppose. But anyway, so they go through the divorce process. Now, this is where the social power thing feeds back into the narrative of all this. The unwritten sort of, and it's not a codified law anywhere, even though it takes up really the vast majority of processes and functions within the divorce industry. Social power plays a prominent role, again, uncodified, but plays a prominent, central, vital, pivotal role in deciding who gets what. So he's the straight white male. I mean, fucking Hitler. I mean, what else? When a straight white male, he's Hitler. He's got the good job. He's got the well-paying job. He's got more financial, social power than her. He's Hitler 3 times over. So the court decides, the divorce industry, ideologically driven as it is, decides, well, she's going off into a lesbian relationship, therefore she hasn't got another man who's going to pay all the bills, another evil Nazi oppressor who's going to pay all the bills for her. So what we need to do ideologically is we need to take lots of extra shit from the husband, ex-husband, and give it to her, so she's got, she's taken care of, and at someone else's expense. So what we've got is a situation where she can just arbitrarily and airily determine, I think I'll be a lesbian. But it's a risky decision. It is, there's a lot of risk associated with this decision, but I can send the bill for this risk to him. He has to pay, even though he's completely guilty and is guiltless, and there's no way to blame. There's no blame here. I've decided to make a life decision. She does, to be a lesbian, but I should not have to bear any responsibility or any consequences for it. None. It's a risky decision. It's a destructive life decision, but I can send the entire cost of it to him. The damn fucking Nazi. Let's make the white fascist Nazi pay for my silly, ridiculous, self-destructive life decision. Now, so they hit him up for 80%, more than 80% of everything he owns. Quite reasonably, he feels he's being unjustifiably screwed. I mean, not even a whit of natural justice in this. He is getting screwed purely for ideological reasons, nothing else. And he showed me some of the correspondence. The attitude is from these people: you got a good job, you can afford it, you pay. We will make sure you pay. Don't think you've got legal rights here, motherfucker. We will destroy you if you don't do what we want. The judge isn't even Merrick Garland either. It's just an ideological sort of judge in an ideological court. So he's getting screwed. He decides to contest it. He's getting screwed. I mean, he's being destroyed financially. and they want very generous alimony and child support into the future, which means he's fucked. He is fucked forever. He decides to fight it. Anybody would, being screwed to that extent, but they take that as an act of evil defiance from Hitler, and so they double down. They're not going to just destroy him; they're going to double destroy him for daring to defy them. And so he comes out the other end with barely a penny to his name, and all the legal fees that are incurred in her fighting it, they make him pay her legal fees as well. Remember, it's her decision. I want to become a lesbian. Her decision to leave, and her decision, and the ideological aspect of it, decision to make him pay for her decision. He didn't make the decision. He's got nothing to do with the decision, yet he's forced to pay for it. Again, ideological reasons. So she goes off to be a lesbian, and she gets the house and she gets the children, and it's lavish the way they look after her, purely because she's decided to become a lesbian. But the lesbian ideological, the sociology sort of decides that she only wants to work 1 or 2 days a week and wants to live off the money that's being stolen from the ex-husband and the wealth that's been acquired from the ex-husband and all the wealth he built up with him working and working hard and working long hours. And again, I worked alongside this guy for a while. So he's a bright guy, hardworking, industrious, all that sort of stuff. So he's earned his money. It wasn't given to him. It wasn't a gift. It wasn't a lottery or something. So the money starts to run out, and suddenly things aren't looking so rosy. And so the lesbian relationship breaks up. Then the lesbian partner wants to sue her for some of what she's got. The stress means she's not working and so on. So the whole thing collapses into a screaming heap, and she decides, well, maybe she's not really a lesbian. This lesbian isn't quite the nirvana and paradise that the ideology suggested it was. This idea of social equality social power equality doesn't account for people who've got a shitty attitude, or they're lazy, or they're parasitic, or that sort of thing. So she finally decides, well, hey, I never really was a lesbian. I'm really, really straight, and that's the relationship I want. So now she's sort of, after that, she's hunting around for another man who owns a house and who's got money and a good job, so she can live off him. And but talking to her though, she regrets the decision she made. And but here's the rub. This is the ideological rub here. She's not aware of my views. I keep them to myself. And so I was asking her about if the divorce process hadn't been so incredibly generous to you, would you have made the decision? If you weren't guaranteed the house, guaranteed the children, guaranteed child support, guaranteed alimony, guaranteed the furniture, guaranteed the car, he has to pay, your legal bills, would you have still done it? And she goes, well, no, gee, duh, dummy. The incredible generosity of the process, which she was fully briefed on by her, lesbian mentors at the university. It was only the guarantee of those things which caused her to make the final decision. Now, she concedes she may have had, a couple of quiet little sexual lesbian liaisons on the side, but that wasn't the primary attraction as she perceived it. She succumbed to these ideological things about social power and all that crap. So she wouldn't have made that very destructive life decision unless she was guaranteed all those riches. And this comes back to the issue of responsibility in life, and taking responsibility. The divorce courts took the view you have unequal social power, so you don't have to take responsibility for this destructive decision, and we will make sure you are again generously rewarded making this decision. Which given the sort of people who are in the divorce industry, the family, the heterosexual family unit is Hitler on steroids and this sort of thing. So they view every heterosexual family unit they destroy as a great moral victory for the ideology. So so they would have seen it in that perspective. The practical reality of things, if it had been a real court of law, they'd have been dragging people into the court, such as the folks around her in university, and say, did you encourage Billie Jean to take this attitude? You did. Well, then you've agitated, you've got into her head, you fucked with her mind, and caused her to make this decision, or certainly helped it along. Dazzled her eyes with insane ideology. Then those people should be taking responsibility for this. But instead, they have no responsibility. All the responsibility of their decisions, of their ideology, of their insanity, all the cost of that, all the fallout was passed on to him. He has to pay for their insanity. And she, deciding to be a lesbian, must take or needs to take no responsibility whatsoever. So this is one of the failures of this, that until people have to take responsibility for what they do, and the fallout of getting into the heads of other people, encouraging them to do dumb things, then until that responsibility is taken, then this sort of madness will continue. It can only continue because the people involved do not have to take that responsibility or bear any responsibility. So now again, she's hunting around looking for a man with money and who's got a good job, or is going to inherit shitloads of money, and not doing too well so far. But she admits to me that she just simply wouldn't have done it had she had to take responsibility for. It's only because she could take it without responsibility or having to take any responsibility that she went down this path in the first place of becoming a lesbian. I don't think she was ever really a lesbian. I think it dazzled her eyes. I think she was just a bit bored, a bit sort of directionless in her life, and thought, oh yeah, I'll have a go at this, and someone else is going to pay for it. So it's quite childish, really. You're being attached to us today at your Pushback channel. Thank you for listening.